Body Buds, we had a question come in about keto, and so I'd like to address that question. Here it is. If keto is so good for you, why do you recommend that we only stay in it for 1 to 6 months? First of all, the phrase really good for you is kind of relative because it depends on who you're talking to, the demographic we're discussing, and the approach, because there's a lot of different ways to do keto. For a person who is experiencing seizures or Alzheimer's or dementia, yes, this may be a fantastic therapeutic approach to nutrition to help their body process more efficiently. For a person who this does not come natural to, they don't have any chronic condition they're trying to remedy, they just want to get some stubborn body fat off and they're trying to discipline themselves into a higher level of eating to get rid of the body fat, that probably is going to be a very different answer. It's probably not better to stay in it for a long time. We have to remember that keto is putting your body in a stressful state. It is not your body's natural way of processing energy. Your body likes to feed off glucose. Only when you deprive your body of glucose does it switch over into producing ketones for energy to fuel your brain. Just that fact alone, on a very conjecture-filled point of view, would be that that's probably not a wise idea to take your body into something that's not natural for it. Now, natural is always a very relative term as well. Because yes, if you lived in a Paleolithic time where all you had access to was meat and nuts and, oils and things like that, then you would be eating a very ketogenic approach. But in most of the modern world, we have had grains. We have had, look at all of the different beautiful complex carbohydrates that grow naturally in the earth. That's where a lot of other conjecture comes into it. My belief, God put all 3 macronutrients on the earth. He put proteins, he put carbs, he put fats. And so you look at any of these naturally produced foods and you have to ask the question, why would we pull back one of those nature-given foods just because we can? For a therapeutic approach, for healing, for helping to treat cancer, for tumors, a lot of these medicinal purposes that keto originally was found to be helpful for, sure, fantastic. For the average person who's trying to drop 10 to 50 pounds, is that really what we should be doing long term? Probably not. Let's remember, keto is a diet. It is not a lifestyle. I am a proponent of lower carb eating. Yes, I am, for the average person, especially in a world where we are so saturated in highly processed, refined, high sugar foods that are man-made. Those are not nature-made. It's very interesting because any food that has pretty much a high level of fats and carbs, with a few exceptions, but most of the time, if it's high in fats and carbs, it's man-made. God did not make macronutrients that were combined like that. Yes, there's a protein and fat. That's a different equation. I'm talking carbs and fats. If you really listen to the experts talk, they're advocating a higher carbohydrate approach to keto. Now let's qualify that. They're talking about more vegetables. That's always been the way here at Power of Foods Lifestyle. Always full of lots of vegetables, high nutrient containing vegetables. And so you get those carbohydrates in. Those are complex carbohydrates. They have way different caloric energy compared to like a sweet potato or brown rice or beans. And there's different calories there, but still wonderful, rich in cofactors, in fiber, and these are very important to involve in any approach to nutrition, whether it's a keto diet, whether it's a low carb, high fat, a carb cycle, or a moderated carb approach. There's a good amount of evidence as well that discusses the need to feed the good bacteria in the gut once we've cleared out the bad bacteria. Any small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, that can help be eliminated through a process of 1 to 6 months of very low carb eating. What I personally love about using the keto diet as a utility, not as an end game, but a utility to that new lifestyle. I teach a dairy-free approach to keto, and so it clears out our 2 top allergens, okay? It clears out the gluten and it clears out the dairy. For most people with any chronic condition or digestive issue, these are going to be your top 2 things we have to get rid of. What's the third thing we need to get rid of in any condition trying to eliminate inflammation, manage a chronic condition or pain? Sugar. We reduce that. That's what I like about keto too. So it trains you how to get those things completely out, allowing your body to get back to the basics, reignite stubborn hormones, and to build that metabolism again. Doing so carefully with the right amount of calories, because you can't just do keto, which is a balance of macronutrients. You need to hit the right caloric value for you, whether that is hitting a moderate deficit for some fat loss, whether that's maintenance, because you can do keto and not lose a pound, and you can absolutely gain weight doing a ketogenic diet if you're in a caloric surplus beyond what the thermogenic impact of your food will be. With all of this said, yes, there's going to be those rare cases, asterisk applies, where for them and the condition they are dealing with on this earth, and bless their hearts, it's a difficult thing. Whether it is extremely chronic conditions, neurodegenerative disease, issues with tumors, recurring cancer, things like that, then yes, that rule of 1 to 6 months in the Power Foods Lifestyle doing keto probably won't apply. I'm speaking to the average person here who maybe has some arthritis, maybe needs to reduce that high cholesterol, needs to manage any chronic pain in their back, migraines, lose the body fat, clean up this digestion. That's the average person I'm talking to, and that's what I recommend 1 to 6 months for. And the good news is that the new 3-phase approach to the Body Buddies Power Foods Lifestyle will help you do this easily and efficiently. In phase 1, I take you through a pure keto approach. So for 28 days, 4 weeks, you're going hard. You're going dairy-free, gluten-free, very low carbs, and you're gonna feel great. The 1 week interim between the phase challenges, I encourage you to just keep going. So that makes 5 weeks of keto. In phase 2, I bring you into cyclical keto, where every 3rd to 4th day, we bring in moderate power carbs, not too high, but enough to begin stimulating that metabolism again, starting to feed good bacteria. By then you've been in keto 5 weeks and been starving out that bad bacteria. And that next challenge goes for 28 days or 4 weeks. We then have another week interim between the challenges. During that week, I encourage you to either do keto again or the carb cycle, whichever you feel better doing. Finally, in phase 3 of the Body Buddies Keto Challenges, I will bring you into graduated moderate carbs. We'll start with a lower amount, and week by week, we will slowly bring those carbs up so that by the time you finish phase 3, you know what healthy lifestyle looks like with a balanced amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. At that point in time, you are going to have the tools you need to continue going with your lifestyle. You will know how to do keto. You will know how to do cyclical keto or carb cycling, and you will know how to do a moderated, graduated carb amount based on where you're at in your life. And so this really is about giving you the tools and the wings to fly so you have the empowerment to make a true lifestyle. Well, yes, you do probably need to go through the process of cleaning things out. And for some of these cases, diet approach is essential in order to move through that. Some people can't just live a healthy lifestyle and clean up the yuck of what their choices over the long span of time, decades, has produced in their body. So for that reason, this 3-month process really will help to make it happen in a way that's doable, very easy, straightforward. You follow the meal plans, you follow the recipes. They're very simple, very doable. It's laid out for you. It takes the guesswork out of what should my shopping list look like? What should my meals look like? How do I meal prep this? Then you're not guessing. And when you guess, that's when you're unsure. And then when you're unsure, you just give up. And that's why we don't reach our goals. Once you have gone through this process, you will have done keto from 1 to 6 months. Some people choose to repeat a phase or two. So maybe you do keto for 3 months, then you do carb cycle for 3 months, and then you do the moderated carb for 3 months. Maybe your story is 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. Maybe your story is 2 months in keto, and then 1 month in cyclical keto, and 1 month in graduated keto. Whatever your story or your needs are, Body Buddies is here for you to help move you through the process of cleaning out the gunk so you can get to the true lifestyle change and making the rest of your life doable and easy with proper nutrition. That's what we do here at Body Buddies. We teach you to power your body, 1 meal, 1 workout, 1 day at a time.